Hello, sentences and words here on Monday, April the 20th. I was just thinking about making a video on 420. So hopefully y'all are enjoying it. Wow, ow. I did a little boo-boo last night because I was cutting Velcro, I was cutting strips of Velcro, and I wasn't paying enough attention, and I had my hand a little bit too close, and the tips of the scissors went snip right through my finger, or not right through my finger, hand. So I accidentally just bumped that, and it didn't feel great. But anyway, the next section, and this will get everything from the bookshelf, well, everything the regular. We still have a few other very specific, but I guess this is a very specific video, because I'm going to show you off the ones I can think of. I guess if I come across any more, we'll find out later. But these are the ones that I can think of that are my full series sets of different shows. And once again, it's very treacherous. So I'm just going to lean over here and let you see all that right in there. If you can see all that right in there. Yep, there they are, right there. And yeah, they're huge. They're huge. We'll start with this one. And this is something I actually found at a second-hand store. I might have actually found it here in town at the Salvation Army. I don't know. But it's the complete set of Fawlty Towers. And that is, an older version, VHS version. Sorry, I've been digging through a lot of dust at work and to find these. But yeah, it's the 4 VHS set of the entire series of Fawlty Towers. And it stars John Cleese, and he is... he's not a very nice guy in this. I think he's kind of a dick, but he runs a like a bed and breakfast. John Cleese stars as Basil Fawlty, the sharp-tongued, short-fused innkeeper of Fawlty Towers. Containing all 12 classic Fawlty Towers episodes, this newly remastered collection includes exclusive interviews with Cleese, as he recalls hilarious behind-the-scenes stories from the series' most unforgettable moments. If you're looking for an accommodating comedy, it's time to check in to Fawlty Towers. What I like to do more than anything else is to really laugh, John Cleese. So yeah, we've got these 4, and then here we've got the artwork on the side, and then it goes around here to the artwork on the side, and then the artwork on that side. And then a little bit, that's just kind of the top there. I'm not sure what the giant fish thing is. I've only seen a little bit of this show. And I was introduced to it in one of my classes in college. But I wonder which way these are supposed to go in. Probably that way. Well, I don't know. Because if you look at them this way, it has the characters on it, and it looks like if you flip it around... Oh, I guess it's not if you flip it around. Well, it looks like it belonged in a library at some point. I thought maybe it would have like a picture across it too, but that's probably the better picture there. I keep losing things, but there's the... I'm not totally sure which one goes first. We have this one. I'm trying to put it with the characters to the outside. And then this one. See, this one, it looks like it was from a library or something at some point. And then he's serving it wrapped. But yeah, I think it was a class in college that kind of introduced me to this show. And I just remember it being ridiculous. And of course, John Cleese is over the top. And in all the right ways, I guess, if you want to say it that way. So it was very enjoyable to me. So now, since I found that for super cheap, like I said, I want to say I found it at the Salvation Army here in town for like super cheap. So I thought, why not just go ahead and get it and have the whole thing in case I want to watch it someday. Yeah, sure. Okay, the next one that I have, and I really needed this in my life. Alias. This is the Rambaldi. It comes in the Rambaldi box. That was one of the things that, of course, Jennifer Garner, that's where she hit it big. But I mean, this box is gorgeous. It's like nice and shiny and gold and stuff. I've never opened this. And there's actually a hidden disc in here somewhere. But I've never... it happened to be one of those shows. I saw it when it aired on TV, but of course I had to have the Rambaldi box. It's kind of one of those things, like the first 3 seasons I thought were okay. It's about Sydney Bristow, and she's a super spy, and she does super spy things. And one of the interesting things it did in the original was it brought back the idea of having like a cliffhanger at the end of every episode. So it's kind of like, you know, what would happen next, or like I remember one where there was Sydney was falling down a pit or something. That's how the episode ended. It's kind of like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? I remember it being interesting. There's one moment. It's kind of one of those moments that you never forgive someone for. You never forgive them for. We'll get to that here in a minute. But there's definitely a moment in here that I never forgive them for. It's kind of, I want to say, is this the same guy that did, is it just J.J. Abrams, maybe? Limited edition of 40,000. So which one is mine? Usually these things are numbered, but maybe it's numbered somewhere. I don't know. Yes, J.J. Abrams. I want to say this is done by the same guy that did Lost, maybe? And, you know, how Lost, personally for me, and a lot of others... Oh, God, I thought it was falling. It got kind of convoluted. And I will say, as much as I enjoyed Alias for the, you know, action, the spy, the drama, the whatever, blah, 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 the whole Rambaldi thing... I don't feel like after 5 seasons made a whole lot of fucking sense. I barely remember the last season. I barely remember the last episode. And it's kind of one of those things, like the first 3 seasons were pretty good, I thought. There's kind of a cop-out thing, but it's whatever. But then, like, the 4th season tries to be a little bit more, from my recollection, they were trying to be a little bit more episodic instead of, like, the overarching storyline. You know, I kind of got used to having overarching storylines and whatever. And then the 4th season, I think they tried to scale that back and be a little bit more episodic so that people could jump in anywhere. And then the 5th season, like, they tried to do something with it, but it didn't really get there, I don't think. And then the show was over because it's only 5 seasons. But it's kind of one of those things, you know, it was interesting enough to follow the whole thing, you know, even though the first 3 seasons are the best of it all. Unfortunately, the 4th and 5th season are not as good as the first 3, but, you know, still to follow the characters to their completion, I guess. This is actually a fairly heavy box, but you can kind of get a view of what it looks like in there. I mean, maybe if you all want to see what it looks like in there, let me know in the comments, and I will open it on camera for you all, since I've never opened it. But because it could be interesting to play with, maybe, I don't know. Depending, I don't even know how it opens. But anyway, so that's Alias. And next, it's kind of a dual. Well, both of these next things are kind of a dual set. But this, I had a lot of trouble with someone on eBay getting this thing. It's the entire Hercules collection. It comes in this, it's not very fancy, so, but I think what they were doing, this person gave me so much trouble on eBay, because I think they were selling them separately instead of, because it was supposed to be like a whole set of all of them, and this, you know, I mean, like I said, it's not a very fancy wrapping thing, a little thing for them to set in. The Hercules. But because they were like selling the the slip case, whatever you would call it. They were selling that like separately, and then they were selling. So I had to. This is somebody like I don't like to be a bother, but that was somebody on eBay. I had to bother them and 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 bother them to get my shit. And as you can see, it made it. It's here. So. My friend Alicia borrowed some of these at one point. Oh my god, what happened? Oh, it came out. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. So many things are going wrong. I'm losing everything. Whoops. So we've got season 1 here. I don't, well, I feel like Hercules started with like TV movies. So this could be, season 1 technically was like, movies. It's like 3 movies or something. I don't know. Or it could actually be season 1. This set is supposed to have like all of that in it. And of course, season 2, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Season 3. Oh, what is his name? Aeolus? Or is that the... because he had like a kind of a, what was it, the merchant guy with him for a little bit, and I didn't see. I think Aeolus is his pal and confidant. Season 4, season 5, which hasn't been opened. Season 5. And, oop, what'd I do? And, oop, and, oop. Here you go, ladies. And anyone who wants to see Kevin Sorbo shirtless. And then, season 6. Season 6. That's a very classic look for Mr. Hercules right there. Now, they did come out with Funko Pops of these. So, I need to get them. Now I'm in my way. Now I'm in my own way. And actually, Hercules is not what I came across first. What I came across first was... Oh my god. Hi. We're having fun today. What I came across first was Miss Xena. And, you know, I remember... very specifically, it was, I was staying at my uncle's house for the night, and they had a TV in his guest room, whatever, and I was actually, I was just flipping through the channels, and late at night, whatever, and I came across this fantasy show, you know, because there's, you know, Hercules, there's like gods, there's, you know, Aphrodite and all this other stuff. And I want to say I might have came across the first episode of Xena. I don't know. It was early. It was early episode because her companion, Gabrielle, was still wearing the long skirt and was more of a bard. Gabrielle went through different stages of Ninja Turtles, because first she fought with a bow staff, and then later she like got size. So she went from Donatello to Raphael, at the very least. So she kind of evolved as the series evolved. And I was actually sitting there making fun of it, because it's kind of, I mean, it can be kind of a cheesy show. It can be kind of a, you know, a silly show at times, but it can also be, you know, there's good action. And actually, you know, I sat there and I made fun of it the whole time, like Mystery Science Theater. I was sitting there making fun of it. And then after it was over, I was like, I want to see another episode. That was actually pretty cool. So I actually came across Xena first, but Xena made her appearance, her first appearance on the Hercules show, maybe in one of the TV movies or whatever. And she was not a nice person, and that's what her series dealt with, was her, you know, she was, oh, that's the top of her box, by the way. See, they're not very fancy boxes, but I wanted them. That was the idea of having this whole series set. or whatever. So that was kind of part of her her series, was her coming to terms with and dealing with her past, and trying to be a better person and whatever. And she has one of the best villains, oh my god, ever. Callisto. Callisto was played by Hudson Like, and she like tries to take Xena's place and like destroy Xena's reputation by going around and doing dastardly deeds and saying like blaming it on Xena basically. But she is just fucking evil and crazy. Callisto is amazing. She's one of the best villains on TV ever, and it's kind of one of those things. The reason that she did that is because that really taps into Xena's past, because the reason that Callisto wants to destroy Xena is because during her bad years, Xena actually came in and like destroyed her town and probably killed her parents, I assume. There was much tragedy, so it's kind of one of those things where it was Xena's past coming back to haunt her. And oh my god, Callisto is such a great villain. So much fun. She's crazy, she's evil. I love Callisto. I love Callisto so much. I'm a sucker for a good villain, and god damn it, Callisto is a good fucking villain. One of the best villains ever on TV, as far as I'm concerned. Well, anyway, here's Xena, Season 1. Go over there. Here is Xena, Season 2. And yes, I know I have 4 minutes of taping time left. Here is Xena, Season 3. Here is Xena, Season 4. And there's Gabrielle, right there. And here's Xena Season 5, and see, look, Gabrielle has upgraded to Raphael status here, so she gets badass in her own right, and a very worthy companion to Xena, and kick-assery, badassery, and this is Season 6, so they both lasted 6 seasons. This, I kind of fell out of watching it for a while, and then I came back because I wanted to see the series finale, and apparently at some point they do like I guess this is spoilers, but ow, I hit that spot again. Apparently they do like a time jump or something, because I was used to Xena dealing with like gods and blah blah blah, and like the last episode is like her in China, like fighting people in China or something, and I'm kind of like, what happened? So there's a lot of stuff that I missed that I need to go back and watch, because it's like I said, you can come back. I'm done giving away spoilers if you muted me for a second. But it can be a fun series. It can be, and fucking Callisto. Like, you need to see Callisto. Oh my god, she's amazing. Just you're on YouTube, do a search for Xena Callisto compilation, something, and just see how just fucking evil and fun evil, doesn't give a shit she can be. Now, let me plug myself in for these last two, because I am on 1 minute of taping time left. Come on, plug it in. Yay, there we go. Now we should record. So yes, Xena and Hercules are both fun little series, and they're I think it's done by the same people, and unfortunately I don't have only 2 seasons, and it upsets me. Legend of the Seeker was really good too. It's like mythical and set in like a magic sword, and you've got Zed the sorcerer shooting fire, and Kaylin the confessor kicking fucking ass. I wish that Bridget Regan, she had been Wonder Woman, because she was amazing in that show. She kicked so much ass in that show. It's kind of like, but unfortunately no. But I think Legend of the Seeker was done by the same people who did Hercules and Xena, and it's another one of those kind of like mythical kind of fun, entertaining shows. Just sometimes just kind of popcorn, like action-packed kind of things, magic, blue, blue, blue. But they can be fun too. So, and anyway, the last thing that we have to talk about today is at least one of my favorite series ever. And it's been sitting back here this entire time. But I have the complete series sets of Angel and, of course, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, see, I can open these because, I've revisited them from time to time. They're very dusty. They're very dusty. But see, you plop open his top, and then, well, he's out of order. Why is he out of order? So, poor David Boreanaz. Hold on a second. There might have been an episode that I watched for some reason. I don't know. Watched him out of order. There we go. Now we have David. Now we have Angel and Team Angel down here with his peeps. That some of them that follow him over. See, this one, limited edition. Now I have my number, 22107 of that one. So this is, this was actually the spinoff of Angel. Angel is the spinoff of Buffy after season 3. So Buffy goes into season 4 doing something different. And actually, Angel was supposed to, all these spoilers and whatever, blah, blah, blah. He was not supposed to come back, but his character was far too popular. They had to bring him back. Minxie's over there in the empty space where all of these were. And of course, he's so popular, he got his own spin-off show. And he lasted, Buffy was 7 seasons, but Buffy had actually went off the air. I think Angel was on the air 1 year longer. He only has, 5 seasons, but still, his show hadn't been canceled yet, and Buffy's had, so this was the only outlet, I guess, for the Buffyverse, was Angel. And he has an interesting show in his own right, and his own characters and his own world, but they would cross over sometimes. So that was kind of a cool thing. Kind of like with Hercules and Xena, like every once in a while they'd be on each other's show, and I kind of like that sort of thing, But anyway, here's Buffy, the Vampire Slayer set, and her characters. And was that Angel? Oh wait, Angel's over here with Spike and Buffy herself. And then of course these on the back, Giles and Tara and Dawn. Oh, did that get a little bit smushed or smudged? And of course Willow. See, there's Willow. She's wonderful. And Faith. So we'll pop her top. Boop. Now let's see if she's in order. No. But that's okay. It doesn't matter as much. Cuz you get the characters there. And see, for some reason 6 is on top. That's probably because I think that season 6 is when I came into Buffy. And that's where the musical episode is. So every once in a while I have to go back and I have to watch the musical episode because it was pretty good. But yeah, I came into Buffy on season 6 because it's kind of one of those shows that was kind of always in my peripheral. They got the little notations about a Slayer is born, blah 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 blah. But yeah, it was kind of always one of those things, like I knew it was on TV, and I knew it was kind of one of those shows that I don't know why I didn't watch it before. Because even my cousin, I considered her my cousin anyway, she was like, you need to watch Buffy, it's so good. And it's kind of one of those things like, yeah, it really is. It became my favorite show ever. And like I had to go back and like devour the rest of it and, watch all of Angel and all that kind of stuff, and the Whedonverse, and get involved in all of that. Because it really was. Once I got started on it, it was like an addiction. It's kind of like, okay, this really is. Okay, spoilers, I guess, if you've never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In season 5, Buffy dies at the, saving the world. And so season 6, they're bringing her back. Obviously, the show isn't going to go on without her. So I kind of wanted to see how they were going to bring her back. I was kind of interested in that, just to see, and like I said, it was a show that was always of interest to me, I guess. In some ways, I always kind of knew it was kind of my kind of show, I guess. But anyway, you can come back. You can come back. I'm done with spoilers. So yeah, I mean, it was. So, and I never looked back. It's kind of like I've been a buffite ever since. A Scooby. That's what they call them on here. The Scoobies. Buffy and her Scoobies. So this has, been my favorite show ever. So even, not, like I said, not joining the show since season 6. I came into the game very, very late. And I'm very excited because they're talking about rebooting Buffy. Again, I'm going back into the spoilers. There's the way that they left the show off that they don't have to completely throw everything that came before in the trash. There's a way that they can just follow a new character. It can still exist. It can still exist in the Buffyverse. It can still, it doesn't have to throw everything that we love, we know and love in the trash. And it can still be its own thing. They don't ever have to even mention Buffy. It's just, I think it's one of those things, like, I've got my fingers crossed. I've got my fingers crossed so hard that they go with the story that I'm hoping for. And, if you're listening, you either have watched Buffy or you don't care about spoilers. So, like that's what I'm hoping they follow the story of one of the potentials. Or, it's been how many years since the show went off the air? It could be one of the potential's daughters or something. Like, there's a way to carry on the show that it can be something new, but also kind of somewhat honor the past without even, they don't even ever have to mention it, but just knowing that it exists in the same universe as Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, just knowing it all exists in the same universe, I'd be fine with that. And I've got my fingers crossed so hard that that's what they're doing, because they haven't really talked that much about it. I think Joss Whedon is actually involved in it. I believe he is. So, and the statement that the new head writer gives me hope that maybe that's what they're going to do. They're going to take one of these potentials, or the daughter of one of the potentials, or whatever, and carry on the story, or start a whole new story, I guess, without even, saying the name Buffy or Willow or Xander or Giles, Cordelia, Oz, none of that stuff. Like, we don't have to get into any of it. Just knowing that maybe it exists in the same universe, and I guess there's that possibility. People like me will be greedy, and they will want, it's like maybe some cameos here or there. That would be nice, but if not, that's fine. Just knowing that it exists in the same universe as all of this stuff, it's a continuation of, it's a continuation of the universe that I know and love, and I will be more than happy with that, let me tell you. Okay, I guess you can come back now. I guess I'm done. I don't know how many spoilers I actually gave away there, but Buffy is just, it became my favorite show ever. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then Harper's Island, right there. So, it's just so good. Like, good characters, good. I like the humor. I like the, the quick wit, Joss's quick wit, and not only that, but he can write a good drama scene as well. Like he's got both in his bag, and he does both of them very well. Speaking of things that things that writers do that you never forgive them for, Joss Whedon is on my shit list. But that's why I love him. So we'll leave it at that. But anyway, I have to put all this shit back together, and I have to eat my Chinese. I have Chinese over here, see? That's been sitting here just getting cold on me. Ooh, that smells so good. Yum. And I have to take your shelf away from you, Minxie. I'm sorry, because I got to put all this shit back up there eventually. One of these days. One of these days. No. But anyway, that is my, as far as I know, my complete series sets that I have. And I still have plenty more to go. That's all that is. And I hit that fucking spot again on my goddamn hand. But anyway, I have other things to talk about at some point. Maybe. Who knows? But Minxie's getting in my food. Anyway, we'll both see you for what we see you.